Hi, I'm Laura,
And I'm Bella.
and we are going to show you a dessert recipe to make while you are attending the virtual MinCan fundraiser Break the Barriers on September 13th from 7 to 7:45 p.m. Check it out on the Facebook page for MinCan. Okay, so this is actually a chocolate cake in a mug. So you can make one portion of chocolate cake just for yourself, or everybody else can make their own chocolate cake. If you just need a little treat. So you want to do 3 tablespoons of flour, 3 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. And then there's 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. I always have to look at the container, baking powder. And you're gonna mix that up with a fork in a mug until it looks like that. And then you are going to add 3 tablespoons of milk and 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil and a splash of vanilla, which is basically all I got left there. Luckily I have a new vanilla in my pantry. And you're gonna mix that up. And you can add 2 to 3 tablespoons of chocolate chips. Ours are a little bigger because we only use dark chocolate in this house, but you can do regular chips, you can do mini chips. I'll tell you some variations you can do in just a second. Get that all mixed up in there. And we're gonna put it in the microwave for 90 seconds. And once the 90 seconds is done, you're just gonna let it cool for 2 minutes, and we'll show you in a minute. Okay, so you put it in the microwave for 90 seconds and cooled it for 2 minutes, and it looks like this. And you can top it with some ice cream. This one we'll top with a little whipped cream. And you can top it with chocolate sauce. I got some small M&Ms here. You can top it with. It looks like that. Let's see, you can do a lot of different variations with this, can't you? You did a mint one, right? Mm-hmm. And we just substituted the chocolate chips. We did some crushed up mint, like Andy's mints. And we did mint extract, but you wouldn't need to do the mint extract. I did an awesome mocha one where I put cold coffee instead of the milk in it. And made it kind of a coffee chocolate one, which was really good. With some toasted coconut, it was really good. What else and we mixed in peanut butter chips in one of them. So be creative, make it your own, and go ahead, taste it. He's been dying to taste it, I think. That was a big bite. Yeah. Hot? It's always so hot. I'll try it too. Enjoy your cake and enjoy the fundraiser.
My name is Stephanie, and I'm here today to show you how to make one of the signature cocktails for the MinCan Gala. This one is called an apple cider old fashioned. It's pretty easy to make and really delicious. Let's get started. You're going to start out with your shaker. Put about a 1/2 cup of ice in, which I've already pre-measured. You're going to add 2/3 of a cup of apple cider, 2 ounces of whiskey, couple dashes of your Angostura bitters. Be careful, this comes out quickly. 1, 2, and that's it. You're going to shake it up. Get that lid on tight. Then shake, 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 shake. You know the rest of the song. I'm not going to do it for you. You'll know it's ready when it's nice and cold, and you carefully Open the lid. You're gonna pour it into your glass. Ooh, this is looking beautiful. You're gonna garnish with 2 slices of apple and maybe a cinnamon stick. And that is your apple cider old fashioned. Now please everybody, be generous at the gala. The silent auction items, live auction items are wonderful. So take a look at them, be generous. Salud. Wow, that's delicious.
Hi, I'm Laura. And I'm Bella. And we are going to show you a dessert recipe to make while you are attending the virtual MinCan fundraiser Break the Barriers on September 13th from 7 to 7:45 p.m. Check it out on the Facebook page for MinCan. Okay, so this is actually a chocolate cake in a mug. So you can make one portion of chocolate cake just for yourself, or everybody else can make their own chocolate cake if you just need a little treat. So you want to do 3 tablespoons of flour, 3 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. And then there's 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. I always have to look at the container, baking powder. And you're gonna mix that up with a fork in a mug until it looks like that. And then you are going to add 3 tablespoons of milk and 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil and a splash of vanilla, which is basically all I got left there. Luckily I have a new vanilla in my pantry. And you're gonna mix that up. And you can add 2 to 3 tablespoons of chocolate chips. Ours are a little bigger because we only used dark chocolate in this house, but you can do regular chips, you can do mini chips. I'll tell you some variations you can do in just a second. Get that all mixed up in there. And we're gonna put it in the microwave for 90 seconds. And once the 90 seconds is done, you're just gonna let it cool for 2 minutes and we'll show you in a minute. Okay, so you put it in the microwave for 90 seconds and cooled it for 2 minutes and it looks like this. And you can top it with some ice cream. This one we'll top with a little whipped cream. And you can top it with chocolate sauce. I got some small M&Ms here. You can top it with. It looks like that. Let's see, you could do a lot of different variations with this, can't you? You did a mint one, right? Mm-hmm. And we just substituted the chocolate chips. We did some crushed up mint, like Andy's mints. And we did mint extract, but you wouldn't need to do the mint extract. I did an awesome mocha one where I put cold coffee instead of the milk in it. And made it kind of a coffee chocolate one, which was really good. With some toasted coconut, it was really good. What else and we mixed in peanut butter chips in one of them. So be creative, make it your own, and go ahead, taste it. He's been dying to taste it, I think. That was a big bite. Yeah. Hot? It's always so hot. I'll try it too. Enjoy your cake and enjoy the fundraiser.
My name is Stephanie, and I'm here today to show you how to make one of the signature cocktails for the Mint Can Gala. This one is called an apple cider old fashioned. It's pretty easy to make and really delicious. Let's get started. You start out with your shaker. Put about a half cup of ice in, which I've already pre-measured. You're going to add 2/3 of a cup of apple cider, 2 ounces of whiskey, couple dashes of your Angostura bitters. Be careful, this comes out quickly. 1, 2. And that's it. You're going to shake it up. Get that lid on tight. You're going to shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. You know the rest of the song. I'm not going to do it for you. You'll know it's ready when it's nice and cold and you carefully open the lid. You're going to pour it into your glass. Ooh, this is looking beautiful. You're going to garnish with 2 slices of apple and maybe a cinnamon stick. And that is your apple cider old fashioned. Now please everybody, be generous at the gala. The silent auction items, live auction items are wonderful. So take a look at them, be generous. Salud. Wow, that's delicious.
Hello, I'm Jean, and I'm your event host for this evening. Just a reminder to sign up for the auction and fund a need now so you'll be all ready when the event starts. Here's the link to sign up. We also recommend that you use 2 devices to watch the event. Pull up the auction link on your phone to bid and donate and watch the event on your computer. Or you could open up 2 tabs on your computer and toggle between the 2, one for the auction and one for the event. We are starting in just about 5 minutes, and you do not want to miss the opening video.
stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are, but I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send the flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apology. This is me. Another round of bullets hits my skin. We're far away, 'cause today I won't let the shame sink in. We are bursting through the barricades and reaching for the sun. We are warriors, and that's what we've become. I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send the flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. This is me. And I know that when the sharpest words wanna cut me down,
I'm gonna send the flood, I'm gonna drown them out.
this is brave, this is close, this is
Who I'm meant to be.
this is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. The words gonna cut me down when the sharpest words wanna cut me down. Gonna send the flood, gonna drown This is me.
Good evening, and welcome to MnCAN's virtual Break the Barriers fundraiser. I'm Jean Abbott, and I'll be your host tonight. When I was presented with the opportunity to be MnCAN's event host, I was excited because I felt a connection to what stroke survivors and others with aphasia must feel. Because not long ago, I physically would not have been able to stand on this stage. I was misdiagnosed with a form of cerebral palsy, leaving me with a mind that worked much faster than my body ever could. I may not have aphasia, but I do understand the ups and downs dealing with a life-changing medical condition. I can also say to you that, you never really know what tomorrow can bring. So please, don't ever lose the hope. But I would also like to say that I am thrilled that you have joined us here tonight. Tonight promises to be an inspiring evening with messages from many of our program participants who wanted to share their journeys with aphasia and the difference that MnCAN has made in their lives. You'll hear from our executive director and from some of MnCAN's fabulous staff and board. You'll not only learn about the current impact of MnCAN, even through the changes required by this pandemic, but you'll also hear about direction for the future. But why do we call this Break the Barriers? Because we believe that we all have the opportunity to work toward breaking the barriers in lives of people experiencing the isolation of aphasia. And we believe those barriers are broken by the people with aphasia themselves in partnership with MNCAN, its programs, and guidance to resources in their communities, and of course, your support. Tonight, you're going to have a chance to break some barriers, and you can start by bidding on some amazing auction items thanks to the generous support of our sponsors, local businesses, and donors. On the same page as the auction items, you will see items listed as Fund a Need. These items tell you what impact your dollars make at each donation level. Just click on one of those to donate easily, or you can go to the Donate button on the top right of the page and donate any amount there. All of this will make a huge difference in the lives of people with aphasia right here in our communities. We recommend tonight that you use your phone or a second tab on your computer to bid and donate while watching the event on your main screen of your computer. That way, you won't miss a thing. If you need help with getting into bidding or any of the other auction functions on the Fund a Needs, you can go directly to mincan.org, and on that homepage, you can see a button to sign up for the auction. Follow the instructions to verify your email, enter the needed information, and then you will be able to bid on auction items and contribute with your donation right away. But if you need any help throughout the evening with your bidding or other issues, please do not hesitate to call or text our helpline at 612-462-5478. Now I would like to acknowledge our generous sponsors in leading the way in giving tonight. Our Aphasia Hero sponsor is Mindful Asset Planning, founded by Steve and Susan Zimmerman and located in Apple Valley. Our Aphasia ambassadors are Robert Gerloff and Lynette Lamb. And at the Aphasia partner level, our sponsors include the Watertown Lions Club, Ryan Brookhouse from Northwestern Mutual, Hometown Bank, the Summit Group, Steve Hess and Michael Bishop from Wealth Enhancement Group, and K&S Construction. Personal sponsors at the Aphasia partner levels are Leslie Locke, Randy Hagemeyer, John Busacker, and Demetrius Smirnios. Thank you all for your generous support. We could not do it without you. We are fortunate to have all of this support in providing services to people that you're going to hear from in this next video. In fact, they represent the nearly 150 people with aphasia served by MNCAN this past year. Let's hear from them now as they talk to us about the impact of aphasia and how the community developed with MNCAN support has made a huge difference in their lives.
We can tell that she knows what's happening, right? But she, for whatever reason, she has trouble getting it out. And you can tell that she gets frustrated when we don't understand what she's trying to say.
It's hard to communicate, and I'm nervous about being pulled over.
It's harder to communicate with friends and family.
And just the idea that when we have conversations, he doesn't always understand the words, so I think we have had a conversation. He sometimes doesn't realize that what we were talking about.
But it also has impacted our lives just in everything that we do. You know, like Jerry said, with communicating with our friends and family, going to a restaurant, going to a movie, answering the phone, text messaging. It just it's affected everything.
I just have a hard time remembering the names of people, places, plants, anything. Getting the names of them is just not sticking around real well.
You all can speak freely, but it is hard for me to do that.
They have to face every day with a barrier every time they open their mouth to try to communicate, to try to read something, to try to write something. Every communication effort can be a barrier for them. And they're so brave, they just take it on.
It's inspiring to me to watch them show up and make the best of their circumstances and their conversation with each other.
I just learned so much about dealing with adversity and people's strengths, and learning how to live with it, because aphasia doesn't go away.
We had never heard of aphasia until Jerry had a stroke. So MinCan has just really just helped us in so many ways, both for Jerry and myself, with him being a part of the classes and then me being a part of the caregiver group.
But she is able to have that community inquire still.
Group makes it easier to laugh and makes me feel comfortable.
It's just opened our world to just everything that we can do with aphasia. So not having it, we wouldn't have our biggest support if we didn't have MinCan.
Without MCAN, we would just have, I don't know, our lives would be not as interesting.
It's nice to know that we are not alone.
And now, I have the privilege of introducing MinCan's Executive Director and one of its original founders, Julia Halverson.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. As you heard Lori say in the video, they didn't know what aphasia was until Jerry had his stroke. And in fact, surveys indicate that 84% of the people in America have never heard the term aphasia. And yet 2 million people in the United States have aphasia. That means about 40,000 people here in Minnesota are living with aphasia. That's why we in the speech pathology world were so thrilled to hear Gabby Gifford mention the word aphasia in a public forum at the Democratic National Convention. Some of you tuning in tonight may not be familiar with aphasia. Let me take a minute to tell you what aphasia is. Aphasia affects the ability to speak, read, write, and understand what others are saying. It can also affect the ability to deal with numbers. It is caused by brain injury or stroke, but does not affect intelligence. It can also be caused by progressive neurological disorders such as primary progressive aphasia. The inability to communicate can cause devastating isolation and depression. Can you imagine losing the ability to speak, read, write, or understand what people are saying to you? What would it be like if you couldn't answer the phone, say I love you, or order a hamburger at the drive-thru, let alone continue to make a living doing a job you love? As one friend with aphasia told me, it's like not knowing what stuff is in your head. That's the only thing I can say. It's up there, but you can't get it out. Your tendency then is to isolate, to hide. Your friends are uncomfortable, and you can feel very alone in the world. And so can your spouse or care partner. People with aphasia are no strangers to isolation. As one care partner told me back in March when the world changed due to COVID-19, this isolation you are all experiencing now, that is what it was like for us, the instant life changed with aphasia. Although people in the COVID world have become somewhat isolated, it is completely different from the social isolation that comes as a result of aphasia. These are the words of stroke survivor Tom Broussard. He said that people with aphasia need to practice communicating in the face of stumbling, halting, disconcerting, and embarrassing utterances that many listeners might run from. They need to practice reading, writing, and speaking daily and still finding themselves socially distanced. So, enter MinCan and the idea of community, practice, and resilience. What are the characteristics of resilience? Research has shown that adopting an optimistic, flexible attitude or cultivating close personal relationships are key. Instead of being overwhelmed by what we cannot do, we capture the pleasure of everyday life, finding what we can do. Striking a balance between being hopeful and being realistic is a way to protect our own mental health. Having a sense of meaning in life, connecting and contributing to something beyond ourselves is a major factor in bouncing back from adversity. This is why we are so passionate about giving hope to this situation of aphasia, developing community, and supporting an environment to improve skills and gain confidence and to participate in life. And we have found that our program participants are resilient and wonderful teachers. They are the heroes here, and we need to include them in the solutions. Change doesn't happen without the effort of our participants. The pandemic caused a shift in our services where we were able to move quickly into a virtual world to continue the programs in a new way. It also made us take a hard look at the ongoing needs and vulnerabilities we face. These are the kinds of needs we are asking you to partner with us on tonight. Starting this year, we look toward adding new kinds of pilot programs, and within a few years, a brick-and-mortar space to house them. We look toward more intensive programming throughout the week. Imagine the impact of that. Imagine if this happened to you. Would you want to find a place that could help coordinate the available resources and provide a central focus for ongoing improvement, participation, and community? Or as someone said tonight, family? Here are just some of the goals for which we are asking you to be partners in with us for the immediate future. Increasing new program options for people with severe and global aphasia. Developing new programs that are led by people with aphasia while supported by staff and volunteers. Increasing outreach for people with primary progressive aphasia through education and support. Continuing scholarship support for those with financial challenges to attend programs. And lastly, developing materials and collaborations to be a key resource in identifying programs and support for people with aphasia and their families in Minnesota throughout the continuum of care. This is a big vision we are asking you to support tonight. It will take time, effort, and careful planning. It will take financial resources such as you are generously providing this evening. I'll close with Gabby Gifford's words that sum up that resilient spirit we're talking about. Confronted by paralysis and aphasia, I responded with grit and determination. I found one word, and then I found another. My recovery is a daily fight, but fighting makes me stronger. Words once came easily, and today I struggle to speak, but I have not lost my voice. Tonight, we ask you to be part of that collective voice.
So you've seen the faces of aphasia. You've heard the statistics from Julia, and now it's your time to give. This is your opportunity to break some barriers tonight. And I'm excited to say that we have a match challenge tonight from an anonymous donor. They will match the first $2,000 we raise if it can be done in the next 5 minutes. That means that they will double that amount to $4,000 if we can do that in the next 5 minutes. Please keep in mind that no gift is too small. So please grab, go to your phone or to your second tablet on your screen and put in on that donation button and hit that button, donate, right on the auction site. And I'm going to give you just a couple moments to do that right now. And I also want to say that I'm super excited to see that we have already had some donations coming in tonight. Thank you so much, Sue, for your donation of $50 and for your donation of $25. Jacob, for your donation of $25. These all help so much and go to such an amazing cause. And now I'd like to move on to be able to highlight 3 of our signature auction items. Keep checking back on how your favorite auction item is doing. And don't miss the opportunity to buy something useful or fun and help the cause at the same time. You can bid on these items until 8 p.m. tonight. And here are the 3 items that I'd like to highlight from our auction. The first item I want to talk about is a 1943 World War II biplane ride over picturesque Carver County. This Navy trainer is in impeccable condition and promises to be quite the adventure. And I should also add that it is between a 20 and 20-minute flight. The second item is a meandering hayride in the country with a stop at Schramm Vineyards Winery and Brewery, just a little over 30 miles west of the Twin Cities. This is a great fall activity for you and up to 10 of your friends. The third and last item I'm going to highlight is a 2-night stay in the beautiful Pelican Rapids area, just a few hours from the Twin Cities. The Lakes Inn at Dunn Villa is located in a serene rural setting with lots to do and see. Plus, you can have dinner and drinks with the $100 gift certificate to Spanky's Stone Hearth in nearby Rose Lake. That sounds like a lot of fun to me. So I encourage you all to check out the other surprises on the auction site as well. And if you came here this evening ready to give a gift, the time is right now. And I am so excited to see that right now, only halfway into our program here, that we have reached, it's going up as I speak, we have reached $7,235. Thank you so much. These contributions help so many of the programs, that Julia talked about. This is just fantastic, very exciting. Your contribution couldn't be more important than right now. So please make a contribution and invest in the future of this wonderful organization and the resilience and strength of the people that it serves. And here are some of the needs that are highlighted as Funda needs on the auction site as well. For your $7,500 gift, you can support developing and maintaining a new innovative aphasia program for the first year. Or there's the opportunity to support one person with a scholarship for a full year of aphasia programming with just a $240 gift. And for $20, you can provide one person with 90 minutes of aphasia programming. No gift is too small. And I know in these times with COVID-19, and we are all dealing with a lot of stress and financial hardships, I just want to remind you that no amount you donate is too small. It all makes a difference. It all adds up to reach our goal tonight of $30,000. And this is fantastic. I'm noticing that we have now reached $9,445. This is fantastic. I couldn't be more thrilled. We are doing this to serve and help those that are dealing with aphasia. And I just have to say, I just got word. Thank you, Beth, so much for your $500 donation. Amazing. This is just really touching those with aphasia. There are a few other people now who I want to inspire you to break a few more barriers of aphasia by supporting them in their recovery and community. Let's hear from them now.
2 years ago, I joined the My Men Can group, or I should say, My Men Can family.
He's found so much support and encouragement through MenCan. Those resources, in particular the conversation room, has been just amazing.
I found fantastic support and friendship.
The members, each person in that group has just become like family. It's been really important. I think it's going to get emotional.
I believe so much in what MinCan is doing for people with aphasia, and I believe that it should be accessible to everyone. And
I wouldn't do this, like, especially right now, he's sitting around doing nothing. And if you're sitting around doing nothing, you really don't get any better. And my objective is to get better.
We hope you will support the work of this great organization that supports victims of strokes.
And I also know that Julia has really been working hard to expand MinCan's programming, especially in the current circumstances. And your support allows us to do that. It gives us more freedom.
Please support MinCan.
Hello. I just have to tell you, and we're very excited, you guys crushed that match. We have met that $2,000 within that 5 minutes. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Right now, I also want to thank all the people in these videos tonight who were willing to speak up, tell their stories, and ask for your support. I want to introduce you to another participant of MinCan's programs. I met Jeannie Bridgman about a year ago, shortly after she joined the MinCan Aphasia Conversation Group at United Hospital in St. Paul. We were talking that day about what people wanted to focus on to participate in life more. And Jeannie wanted to learn to give a speech again or lead a meeting, as she often did at her work in the nonprofit sector as a finance specialist. She said she could start with practicing at the group, and I said, well, how about starting with 1 minute? To which she replied, what? How about 30 seconds? Jeannie reached well beyond that goal this year, and in fact, I've had to tell her that she needs to cut her speech down from the original 7 minutes to 4 minutes. She is not only a participant in our MinCan programs and potentially a MinCan group leader for a future participant-led program, but she has also become a friend. I'm so pleased to introduce you to Jeannie Bridgman.
One year ago, my life was completely different. I was a controller for a national nonprofit, and I felt like I was at the top of my game. Last September, it was a beautiful fall weekend, but I spent it working on 2020 organizational budgets, at which, believe it or not, budgets were a lot of fun for me. Little did I know, though, what 2020 would bring for me and all of us. On that Monday, I woke up to get ready for work. My husband asked me a question, and suddenly I was just speaking nonsense. I felt like I was in a bad dream. It turns out I was having a stroke. After a week in the hospital, I went home. When I got home, I couldn't even say my name or count to 10. After spending a career in finance, this was very frustrating and sad. I was also feeling lonely and isolated. But then I started a speech therapy and I joined a MinCan group. I was nervous to go at first, but I quickly found out that it was a safe space and accepting. I made many new friends. My group not only helped me with speaking and listening, but we also encouraged each other to reconnect with our hobbies. There was one member in my group who was an artist but hadn't done art since his stroke. He started creating art again and even has a piece in the auction. We also read from journals. We baked and shared treats. I made raspberry scones. We also listened to Minnesota true crime podcasts and discussed them. That really got us talking. We also talked about sports, and as the only girl in my group, we talked about a lot of sports. We each made goals. And Julia helped me to set my goal to make a 30-second presentation for the group. I think that she was planting the seeds to get me to speak at this fundraiser. At the time, it seemed like a huge undertaking. Then 6 months ago, I had emergency surgery. This was about the same time that the virus hit. My world changed again. I felt so isolated, and I really missed my friends from the group. I could tell by not being able to go that my speech had regressed. MinCan bought the technology so that we could have Zoom meetings and reconnect with each other and keep working on our goals. MinCan has helped me break my barriers of communication and isolation. I've learned how to accept myself, advocate for myself, challenge myself, and build a new support system with new friends. 1 year ago, I wouldn't have dreamed that I'd be speaking to a large group like tonight. With the help of MinCan, I am doing that. Thank you for your support of this wonderful organization.
Thank you so much, Jeannie. Your story inspires so many of us, and I know that it will inspire our generous donors tonight. There's so many supporters out there, and they have brought us so far, just doing an amazing job, and I'm like near tears at seeing their generosity. Knowing that we made the match, so thank you so much for all that donated within that 5-minute time. I'm so excited that we made that match. But there's still more time left. There is still time to give. And please help us reach that goal of $30,000 so we can achieve the new programs and support programs already in place. Help support a scholarship for someone who needs that financial aid to attend a program. And I just found out that we have another donation from Sharon for $500. Thank you so much. Jeannie, it shows that your story and what MinCan has done for you is touching the hearts of our supporters. So thank you again for sharing that with us tonight. We appreciate your compassion and your commitment and your caring. And I want to check in one last time to see where we are at with our numbers. We are at $20,285. Thank you so much, Trent, for your donation of $25. Vicki, for your donation of $50. Emily, $100. Caroline, $50. Cheryl and Dale, $880. Thank you so much. All of this is such a huge help. But keep in mind, no donation is too small. I know some of you might be hearing these numbers, 50, 100, 500. Every dollar makes a difference. And don't forget, though, that you only have until 8 p.m. to bid on those auction items this evening. And Julia, is that Terry or Terry just donated $100? Thank you so much. I'm just blown away by the giving that you are all giving out there. Are we at a correct total on the amount before we close out? Okay, so we were at $20,500. We are like $9,500 short of our goal tonight, but I have to say we came a long way in a very short amount of time this evening, so thank you so much. We'll close tonight with a word from MinCan's board chair, Dr. Cindy Bush. I'm Jean Abbott. Be safe, be well, and good night.
As president of MinCan Board of Directors and one of the original founders, I'm proud to have a moment to thank you all for the amazing generosity that you've displayed tonight. Your donations will help to sustain our many ongoing weekly aphasia conversation groups for people of all ages, our support groups for people who are living with primary progressive aphasia and their family, our support groups for care partners of people who have aphasia, and our spectacular MinCan Aphasia Choir. Your gifts will also lay the foundation for new programming that we hope will further decrease the existing burden of isolation, which our aphasia participants live with every day. In these times of uncertainty and loneliness in which we are all living, your generosity will make a tremendous difference in many people's lives. Thank you so much.